All right. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm your host. My name is Mark, and today on the show, I've got a repeat offender. Sarah's on here, and she brought her daughter, Hailey. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Hey, guess who wants to say hi?
Oh, gosh. I wonder.
The recovery band. Kick it, boys.
You've been practicing with all week, I see.
I have. Hold on. Wait, what's that? Oh, the studio audience wants to say hi, too. Oh, wait. What? They're not stopping. So, Sarah, it's good to see you today. I'm surprised you stopped by Sarasota on your way to St. Pete.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
It was kind of on my way, so I think
Perfect.
I'd stop and say hi. And I wanted to see Wilbur.
Oh, Wilbur the pig.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. You guys stopped out here to the ranch just to say hi to Wilbur and to see someone in the fellowship, and that means the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. And Hailey, welcome to the ranch.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let me. So is this your first trip as a mother and daughter in recovery, like a road trip?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last time we did this was 2014 to go see AFI in Orlando.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow. And who are you going to see tonight?
Black Veil Brides.
Yeah. Where at?
What's it called?
Oh, Janice Landing.
Thank you.
Yeah, or Janice Live now. I'm not.
Yeah, it's live.
So what's it mean to you to be, a mother in recovery and to be out with your daughter on a road trip across Florida at this point?
I can't say it's interesting because her and I are exactly alike, so I already know what to expect.
You guys are exactly alike.
Yeah. But it's cool. Like, the fact that I'm able to do this, I think it was, last month or the month before, she said, if Black Veil Brides comes, I want to see them. Mm-hmm. So me being me, I go look up and see if they're coming and when they're coming and where. And the closest they were coming was St. Petersburg. So I was like, do you want to go? I was like, we'll get the tickets. We'll drive up. And she's like, I don't know. I'll think about it. And I'm like, ask for the days off. I'm going to request them. You request them. We requested them after we got approved for it. We decided we were doing it.
That's awesome. And so I know you have how much time now, Sarah?
A year and almost 3 months, I think.
And you said the last time you guys road tripped was when?
2014, I think it was.
Yeah, like 13, 14.
13, 14?
Yeah.
Good you answer that. I was about to cross-reference that to make sure.
Yeah, I was about to get into high school, so.
Yeah, you were like 14, I think. So it had to be around 14.
Wow, so it's a special day for you guys.
It's cool.
That's awesome. Okay, let me ask you, Hailey, what's it mean to you to be with your mom? She's sober. She's doing great. What's it mean to you to be having this day with her?
It means a lot because I actually get to do these things with her now.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
And I mean, this is the second concert we've been to in a few months together.
Mm-hmm. So those special moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so did you ever think like when your mom got into recovery, were you excited at the possibility of having these moments with her?
That wasn't what was on my mind at the moment. What was on my mind was just her going into recovery, getting better, getting help.
Uh-huh. So it's been real special to you over the last few months to see that growth? Exactly,
yeah.
Yeah. And so did you ever think that you would ever have these moments again, like when you got into recovery, Sarah?
Well, her and I have always done everything together, but the last few years of my active addiction and stuff like that, we didn't really do anything together. We barely even spoke, and when we did, we fought all the time. So to be able to not only see my daughter every day, to be there when she needs me to pick her up from work, I'm rarely ever late, and if I am, I let her know, even if it's only by a couple minutes. I'm like, hey, I'm running a few minutes late. She never has to remind me that I have to pick her up. She doesn't have to remind me, hey, I need to be here at a certain time. I know, and I show up. Mm-hmm. And if anything happens that I can't be there, I let her know, 5 hours ahead of time, so she has a way to work it out, or, to make sure that we have a way to work it out for her. So I show up when I say I'm going to be there.
Right, hold on, I'm going to cross-reference this. Is this true, Hailey?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. So now she picks you up and helps you get to work and does other stuff like that for you?
Yep, exactly.
And what does that mean to you?
It's great because, like she said, I never have to remind her. When I first started at the job I'm at, I would call her and be like, hey, I said I was off at this time. And she was, not really remembering all of that, never showed up.
Yeah, I'd always forget to pick her up. She'd be like, where are you? And I'd be like, oh my God, I gotta go get my kid. And like, she's already off work. Like, I'm there before she gets out of work now.
Yeah. So now I've seen you two at meetings together, and you go with your mom to meetings sometimes.
Yeah.
And so what do you see when you go to the meetings with your mother?
I get to see how far she's come and how she's doing.
Yeah. And now you're not in recovery.
No.
No. So what do you like when she first suggested going to meetings together? Like, what went through your head?
I was a little like, because I'm not a big people person. I don't like being in crowds like that. So I kind of just sat to myself. Mm-hmm. And she introduced me to everybody, and I was just,
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, but yeah, I've seen you at a few. So, and then you were there when your mom picked up her year.
Yep.
Yeah. And what was that moment like for you?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Getting to see that she made it to a year that.
On her birthday.
Yeah, on my birthday.
Your year was on her birthday?
The date that I picked up that she was there was on her birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted her to come, because it was her birthday, and that was like a big thing for me to be able for her to see that on her birthday.
Uh-huh. That's fantastic. I'm sure that was a special moment for both of you.
I think I did cry a little there.
Oh no, I made you cry.
Yeah, you did make me cry a little.
It was. I think you made a lot of the room cry.
Yeah. I cried. She cried. Rudy cried. Like it was a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a lot of other people had mentioned too in that meeting. They said, "Wow, that was really moving."
And then the next day, somebody made me cry a whole lot.
Yeah, that was. I remember the next day you picking up again. Now that weekend that you did Celebrant Weekend, you picked up several times. Why did you pick up your medallion so many times?
Well, the reason is the two that I did that weekend in Miami. Mm-hmm. That was because that's where I started my recovery this time. Those were my first meetings. Mm-hmm. And then I had done that Friday night, since I was going to be at a concert with her on Saturday. That's my home group. And then that was it. I was just going to do those 3. Mm-hmm. And then another friend of mine was like, hey, you have to pick up on Thursday. I want to present you.
Okay.
So, and that's someone who's been very big in my recovery. So, yeah, I wanted to make sure I picked up at, like, meetings that were important to me. And because, especially the one that you presented me at, that's a newcomer meeting.
Yeah.
That's important for them to see that it does work. Mm-hmm. And to see how it works.
Yeah. And so when you picked up all those times, that Sunday that I presented you was a very special day. And, it was a very special medallion. And
it's in my purse.
It is? You have it with you?
I keep it with me all the time.
Oh, wow. Why do you keep it with you? Do you want to tell everyone why you keep it with you?
Yeah, absolutely. One, because the person that had given it to you was a very important person in my recovery. And what was it? The weekend before that, it was, I think, he passed away.
Yeah.
Like, he had just picked up his year, and then he wasn't here. And, it means a lot to me, one, because you gave it to me, too, but that he gave it to you.
Yeah.
And it's a reminder of why I need to continue to do this.
Yeah, and it meant a lot to give that to you. And to hold, because, at the end of the day, I'm an airhead. I'll probably misplace it. I'm going to be careful with it. But also, too, I've learned in this program that it's about making every moment count. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't think of anyone better to have that medallion. And plus, too, it beat just ordering one out of like, oh, this looks like Sarah. Like, this is... this looks like she'd enjoy this. It was very special to me, and I knew that he was very special to both of us. So.
It's the most special one I have, too.
That's awesome.
Which is why it stays in my purse with me at all times.
Yeah. So, do you guys have more? Road trips planned together? Like, do you have any more mother-daughter activities planned? Like, you're like, let's go here, let's go there.
Well, the great thing about my child being my child is we do listen to a lot of the same music. Mm-hmm. So, there's although, like, some concerts I bring up, she's like, no, I'm not feeling it. And I'm like...
Really?
Yeah.
What? Like, what ones have you brought up that you haven't...
Papa Roach and Shine Down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no.
She's like, no. I'm not that much into Papa Roach anymore. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't listen to some of the same things anymore.
Oh, real? Okay.
Because I wanted to take her to Bring Me the Horizon and Fall Out Boy. We've seen Fall Out Boy together. In 2015, I think it was. We saw them with Paramore and New Politics. It was a great show. And I wanted to go see them when they came to West Palm Beach because I really just wanted to see Bring Me the Horizon. I've seen Fall Out Boy. She's not a big fan of it. Bring Me the Horizon. I'm like... But then again, when she brought up Black Veil Brides, I love Black Veil Brides, so does she. So I was like, oh, let me figure this out. So yeah, and like I'm sure there's going to be plenty more that we go to. Like we do listen to a lot of the same bands. So
yeah, and you guys get to have these moments together, which is the wonderful part. Now, when you saw your mom when she first started this journey to now, like what have you noticed has changed in her, and especially with you guys' relationship?
I know how that answer's going to come out.
I mean, we don't really fight anymore. So that's the biggest thing, is we're not trying to tear each other's heads off. I actually enjoy spending time with her now. Okay.
Versus you obviously didn't beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, I would just go to my boyfriend's house and not even really bother.
Oh, wow. And like looking back at that moment, Sarah, and looking at it now, like how did that make you feel then versus how it feels now?
I mean, I don't blame her. I grew up with a family of alcoholics and addicts. I get it. There was points in times I didn't want to talk to my parents or be around them because of what they were doing. So I 100% get it. And yes, like now when we argue, it's just stupid arguments and we laugh about it. So it's not anything like serious. Like, it's like we literally had an argument a couple weeks ago about water, and both of us were like cracking up by the end of it.
I got a second opinion on that one.
Oh my God, I don't even want to hear it. But like at the end, like I said something, and she's just like, and I'm like, I'm not even touching that. But that's just it. It's like, because we're so much alike, and we get each other. Like, arguing with her is like arguing with myself. And especially when I was actively using and stuff like that, like, I already know I was a nightmare. Like, I know I was. I would throw temper tantrums to get my own way and everything. Like, I was not the parent. She was. So, like, it's nice for her to actually be my kid instead of, like, trying to be my parent, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's good. And you, so what was the amends process like for both of you? Do you guys care to divulge that? Like share, like what was that process like? Let's hear from, can I hear from you, Hailey? And let's hear from you, Sarah. No?
We were in a Chinese restaurant.
What?
In a Chinese restaurant.
That's where you did the amends.
I tried.
Yeah.
I was like, so listen, I got to make amends. And she's like, and her thing is too, like every time I've tried to like, apologize to her for anything that I've done while I was actively using and anything like that, her response is usually, I don't care, you're sober. That's all that matters. That's really all that matters to her. As long as I stay sober, she doesn't care. So basically doing a living amends. Because like, I mean, there's even stuff like I can't even apologize for because I don't even remember half the shit that I was doing. But like, like I did try. Like, we were sitting in a Chinese restaurant. We had gone to the kimchi mart.
Yes.
That's what it was. We went to the kimchi mart and then we had lunch at the Chinese restaurant next door.
Yeah.
And I was like, so, I got to make my amends to you. And as I started, like, I was already crying and she was like, Mom, like, it doesn't matter. Because she really didn't care as long as I'm sober.
Yeah. So sometimes making amends is just correcting the old behavior then. Yeah. And what did it mean to you though that she had tried to make amends with you and you saying that like what did it mean to you in that moment though?
I mean, actions speak louder than words. So her actively, going to meetings, staying sober and everything, that's what matters to me. She, she apologized for everything that happened before. And yeah, I accept the apology, but it's just the fact that she's going to meetings, she's staying sober and everything. That's what matters to me. That's
at the end of the day, no matter what like ups and downs she has in recovery. Are you saying no matter like the struggles that she goes through, what matters to you most is that she just keeps doing this?
Exactly. Because this is what's working for her, is going to the meetings, talking to everyone, that's what works for her. That's what makes me happiest, is that she found something that works for her.
Now, did you guys, I know that you said that you had sober time before and you didn't
No, I
really
had
have
clean time.
Clean time, okay. Clean time. You had clean time, but you really didn't have recovery. Did you try the amends process then too?
I'll be honest with you, I don't remember. She was so young back then too,
Yeah.
like I don't think she really noticed it because back then she was 11, like 10 or 11 when I started up again. Like she didn't really notice it.
And how old are you now?
I'm 23.
You're 23. Okay. So obviously it holds some depth and weight this time now that you've corrected that behavior.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And what do you find yourself like working on the most in your mother-daughter relationship?
We don't really have to work on anything anymore. Like now that like I have recovery and that and she even knows like my recovery comes before everything. And she knows it comes before her too. It will always come before anything, and she wouldn't have it any other way. Because when I've had this conversation with her, I'm like, look, my recovery comes first above anything. And I go, and you are one of the, like, she's the most important person in my life. She knows that. But when I told her, like, it has to come before you too, she's like, that's fine.
Is that because it meant more to you than anything in the world, Hailey, or?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I was more than okay with that.
Yeah. And so when, man, I lost my train of thought. I'm sitting here trying to eat M&Ms. Like, I know you guys requested a whole tub of M&Ms. Why is that?
Who's we? Who's we?
I know. I just kind of broke them out. That the waters. We got
7 drinks here.
I know, right? That's.
I will say too, one of the cutest things that she did is because she does know I'm doing this, right? So her and her friends were out one night, and her friend was in from the military. So I was like, all right, I'll come by and see you. Now they were all drinking. And she's like, is that okay? Like she asked me, is that okay that we're drinking in front of you? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. It doesn't bother me. Because I have a program. I can be around it without, being like, hey, I want to have a drink, And I just thought it was like really cute that like she kept in mind that, hey, my mom can't drink. Is this going to be okay in front of her?
Well, what are the reasons that it's okay in front of you? Like I know we talk about you applying program to life. Why are you so strong in your recovery?
Because I've worked my steps twice.
I
have a sponsor. I have sponsored other people.
Yeah.
And I try, I can't say I do it, but I try and practice these principles in all my affairs. And there's nothing that's going to make me want to go back out.
Yeah.
There really isn't. Like, this is so much better. Like, I always say this. My worst day in recovery is still better than my best day when I was using.
Wow.
Always. 100%.
Yeah. Now, would you consider yourself, Hailey, more on the normie level than, did she...
Mentally, no, but as far as addiction or anything goes, yes, she's a normie.
Okay,
That's why she made that face.
So let's say you're out with your friends, right? And you're having some drinks and your mom's around. Do you feel weird about that in any kind of way, like at all? Like she talked about that moment where you asked her, were you like, I don't know if I should be doing this in front of my mom?
I mean, I want to make sure it's okay with her for her to be around it. But I mean, I don't mind drinking in front of her. I don't drink much. I have 1 drink, maybe 2 every few months.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really drink.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, Sarah?
They say it's hereditary, and I come from a family of alcoholics and addicts. And it's funny because when I was actively drinking and stuff like that, after she turned 21, she went out with me one night. And she was drinking drinks and not finishing them. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
What?
Yes. We'd go to the store and we'd get whatever she wanted from the store, and she'd drink half of it. And I'm like, how do you waste alcohol like that? But that's because I'm an alcoholic, she's not. So that's why I'm not too concerned when it comes to her drinking, because she doesn't really drink. Like she said, she only has 1, maybe 2. And that's every few months.
Really?
She's not like that person that if she goes out, she's like, oh, I'm gonna have a drink. I mean, there was a point when she was like 16 that I got kind of worried that she might turn out like me because where were we? Like Carolina Ale House. And my ex ordered her shot. And the way she took this shot, I was like, she took the shot and flipped the cup upside down. And I'm like, we may have a problem here.
Well, you know, do you feel any of that like kind of creeping up in you? Like you've heard your mom speak before. I've seen you there when she spoke, when she's chaired meetings, when she's done service. Do you feel any of that inside of you at this point in your life?
Not really, no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I would think at this point, like if she did start to see any of that, she would know, like, hey, maybe I need to have a talk with my mom.
Yeah. Is this true?
Yeah.
Does it mean a lot to you to have a mother that you can go to talk about that if that were to ever to be the case?
Yes, it really does.
Do you have appreciation like for her showing you the program?
Yeah. I've loved seeing everything. Mm-hmm. And, you know, meeting everyone, hearing everyone's stories. I've loved hearing it, seeing it, everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that seems like a big deal. Like I remember going when I was real young, I went with my dad to an AA meeting. I think I was like 12. I was visiting him here in Florida. And all I remember was the cigarette smoke was so thick you could move it with your hand. And the coffee. I think I even had some coffee back then.
And you're like, yes, coffee.
I don't remember much about the meeting, but I do remember the smoke. And it was super thick. It was, and there was a lot of people, but they seemed like they were happy and they were laughing. And I don't know if I really grasped what AA was about then, but I always knew that my dad was in the program. I just never really kind of put two and two together. So like, what feelings do you get when you walk with your mom into like an AA room or to a meeting? Like, what do you notice?
I mean, I've been with her to, you know, the Sterling room and everything, and I just notice she knows everyone there. She talks to everyone there all the time, even outside of the meetings. Mm-hmm. So that's something I've noticed, is that she's connected with these people.
Yeah. When you first walked in, did you think, oh, who are these weirdos going to be? Like, who are these drunks going to be?
No, I didn't think that.
No?
No.
Okay.
No, because her mom's one of them. She already knows. She's like, I know what to expect.
That's great. Well, so what's the plan after the trip today? You guys just staying overnight in St. Pete and then driving back?
No, we're coming back tonight. So
after the show. Mm-hmm. Wow. All right.
It's only a 3.5 hour drive.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And then tomorrow we're gonna clean our new apartment.
Okay. So tell me about that. So you guys are moving in together.
We've lived together her whole life until like the last year of my addiction. And then this past year that I was in treatment and everything like that. So it's not anything different for us. Like, mm-hmm. I mean, even when we did live together, like her and her boyfriend on Friday nights, we'd sit in the living room and like have a movie night on Friday nights. Like, I wasn't the greatest parent when I was using and stuff like that, but I tried very hard to be a good parent. Like, mm-hmm. And her boyfriend, like, I've known him since he was, 15?
Yeah.
So, like, when they're with me, I don't say my kid and her boyfriend. It's my kids. Like, you know, he's basically my kid. So, yeah. I mean, it's not anything it's just exciting because now we're going to be, like, back together again.
Yeah. Are you excited about that, Hailey?
Yeah.
She's just excited she's going to have someone do the back of her hair. And I will have someone to do the back of mine.
What, like sit there like braiding hair?
No, when we dye our hair, because I do hair. Uh-huh. So it's hard for her usually to see the back. And like she hates showing it to me when she does her hair, because I'll be like, you know you missed this button. She's like, yes, I know, stop. So now it's just going to be like, hey mom, come here.
Well, I'm happy that you guys stopped by to say hi. And you know, it means a lot to me that I have a friend in the fellowship who's on the road that calls up and says, "Hey, I'm coming by Sarasota, want to stop by." Like that means a lot to me.
My exact text was, "Hey, what's the exit I get off of?"
Hey, I was trying to like make it more glorious than what it really is. You're like, I'm stopping by, and I'm like, no, and you're like, yes.
Like I said, I didn't even want to see you. I wanted to see Wilbur.
That pig is the most amazing thing.
He's so cute.
Did it bring you joy?
Yes, absolutely.
Haley,
Seeing you two did, so there's that.
No, that's all right. You're just here for the pig. Haley, did the pig bring you joy?
Of course.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, anytime you guys want to stop by, you're more than welcome to. And, you know, it feels good to see my friend and her daughter and together and to be a part of this special day. And I hope you guys have fun at the show tonight. And
I hope we get to meet Andy Biersack. I might faint.
Look, I'll give you the tips.
He's been sober 6 years, too. You know that?
Really? Mm-hmm.
It might be longer now.
I think it is.
Yeah, he's been sober for a while.
See, well, then you've already got something to connect on.
Yeah, he's got this cool tattoo on his neck that I forget what language it's in, but it means like sober.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I gave you the tip on how to meet the bands there at Janus. So, and I hope you guys have a good time. And thanks for being a guest on the show today. This is a little impromptu show.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, you know, it's an important day. So, the recovery band's looking at me, and they want to take us out.
They've been practicing all week.
They have. You know, they don't know any new songs. Like, they only know the one song, but it keeps getting tighter and tighter every time they play it. You know, but I don't know if I'm getting sick of them or not. They're always hanging around, you know. They've always got their instruments. They're ready to play. So, all right, you ready, boys? All right, kick it. Why are you laughing? Look, you know that's good music. Oh, the studio audience wants to say bye to you, too. Oh, what's that, guys? Oh, wait, you know a new part of the song? What is it? They've been practicing that all week. So, all right, goodbye and be well, everyone.